It wasn't exactly front-page news, but a significant shift inside the Social Security system is now in effect, whether you feel prepared for it or not. This isn't a rumor or a political talking point, but a confirmed and locked-in change that took effect on March 1st. For anyone currently collecting benefits or planning to do so soon, this directly impacts the payment that arrives in your bank account. The frustrating part is that millions of hardworking Americans dedicated 40 years of their lives, contributing from every single paycheck, trusting that the system would be straightforward when they finally needed it. Yet, when changes of this magnitude occur, the details are often buried in confusing bureaucratic language. The goal here is to cut through that noise and break down exactly what has changed, what it means for your finances, and the steps you need to take right now to ensure you aren't missing out on money you've earned or caught off guard by an unexpected reduction. Let's begin with the fundamentals, to ensure everyone understands the foundation before diving into the specifics. Social Security is not a government handout. This point needs to be absolutely clear. You earned every penny of it. Every dollar you receive represents years, sometimes decades, of hard work, personal sacrifice, and consistent contribution. You paid into this system throughout your entire working life, and you have every right to know what is happening with your own money. Right now, a significant update has been implemented, and it hasn't exactly been advertised. This confirmed update, which took effect on March 1st, involves several key areas of the Social Security system. We will walk through each one in plain language, avoiding confusing jargon and focusing solely on the facts you need to understand. Let's start with the cost of living adjustment, commonly known as COLA. You've likely heard this term before, but many people don't fully grasp its impact on their monthly payment. The COLA is the government's method for adjusting your Social Security benefit to account for inflation. Each year, the Social Security Administration reviews the Consumer Price Index, which is essentially a measure of how the costs of everyday goods and services change, and then adjusts benefits accordingly. For this year, the COLA was set at 2.5%. While that number might seem small, especially when faced with rising costs at the grocery store or the gas pump, it is now officially reflected in your March payment. For the average recipient, this 2.5% increase translates to roughly an extra $50 per month. While $50 might not seem life-changing on its own, it adds up to $600 over a full year. For a couple where both receive benefits, that could mean an additional $1,200 or more annually. This is real money, and it's important to know exactly how this adjustment applies to your personal situation. The March 1st update involves more than just the base benefit amount. It also connects directly to the recent elimination of two long-standing provisions, the Windfall Elimination Provision and the government pension offset. For decades, these two rules quietly reduced the Social Security checks of millions of Americans. If you or your spouse worked in a public sector role, such as for a school district, a fire department, a police department, a postal service, or any other government job where you received a pension not covered by Social Security taxes, this next part is especially important. The new law eliminates both of these provisions. These rules were originally intended to prevent what the government considered double dipping, or collecting both a full pension and full Social Security benefits. However, the reality was that many of these workers, including teachers, firefighters, and police officers, also held second jobs or had spouses who paid into Social Security, and their benefits were dramatically reduced because of it. With these provisions now gone, the Social Security Administration has been processing retroactive payments and adjusting monthly benefits for the millions of Americans affected. If you fall into this category and have been receiving reduced benefits, you need to contact the Social Security Administration as soon as possible. There may be back payments owed to you, and your updated monthly benefit amount should be reflected starting this March. Another area where confusion often arises is Medicare, and confusion can be costly. For most people, the Medicare Part B premium is deducted directly from your Social Security check. The standard Medicare Part B premium increased this year to $185 per month, up from $174.70 last year. This means that while you receive the 2.5% COLA increase on one hand, the Medicare premium, on the other hand, takes a portion of it. This is an essential factor when calculating your actual net Social Security income. However, many seniors are unaware that if your income exceeds a certain threshold, you will pay even more for Medicare Part B. This is known as IRMAA, the Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. The income thresholds for IRMAA were updated this year. If your individual income is above a certain level, or your combined income as a couple exceeds that threshold, your Medicare premium will be higher than the standard amount. For some, this can mean premiums of $600 per month or more, all deducted directly from your Social Security check. Crucially, if you have experienced a significant drop in income recently, such as from stopping work or a major financial event, you have the right to appeal this determination and potentially get your premium reduced. This is an option most people don't know about, and they simply accept the default amount. There are also updates to the Social Security earnings limits, which affect a specific group of people who are still working while collecting benefits. If you are under full retirement age and continue to earn income, there is a cap on how much you can earn before your benefits are reduced. For this year, that exempt amount increased. You can now earn up to $22,320 per year without any benefit reduction. If you are in the year you reach full retirement age, that limit jumps significantly to $59,520. It is important to understand that if your benefits are reduced due to the earnings limit, that money is not lost forever. Social Security will recalculate your benefit at full retirement age and give you credit for those withheld payments. However, it still affects your current cash flow, so understanding where you stand is vital. Finally, it's important to address Social Security taxes, as this is something that catches many people off guard. Yes, your Social Security benefits can be subject to federal income tax. If your combined income, which includes your adjusted gross income, plus any non-taxable interest, plus half of your Social Security benefits, exceeds $25,000 for an individual or $32,000 for a married couple, up to 50% of your benefits can be taxable. If your combined income exceeds $34,000 as an individual or $44,000 as a couple, up to 85% of your benefits can be subject to federal income tax. The Social Security system is inherently complex, and that complexity often benefits the government more than the individual. When people don't fully understand the rules, they don't ask the right questions, they don't appeal incorrect decisions, and they simply accept whatever payment arrives, assuming the government got it right. But mistakes happen. Benefit calculations can be wrong. People qualify for adjustments they never receive. Retroactive payments go unclaimed simply because people didn't know to ask. The people who come out ahead are not necessarily those who earned the most, but those who paid attention, asked questions, and verified their information. They don't assume the system is working in their favor. They verify, they appeal when necessary, and they show up for themselves financially. Here is a practical action plan for this week. First, pull up your My Social Security account online. If you don't have one, create one today at the official Social Security website. Review your benefit statement and your earnings history carefully. Your benefit is calculated based on your highest 35 earning years, and if there are errors in your record, you could be receiving less than you are entitled to. This is not a complicated task. It simply requires 20 minutes of your time to review the information on file. Second, if you were affected by the Windfall Elimination Provision or Government Pension Offset Elimination, call the Social Security Administration directly. While hold times can be long and the process frustrating, it is worth it if you are owed additional money. Some people are receiving thousands of dollars in retroactive payments, money that rightfully belongs to them. Third, if you believe your Medicare IRMA determination is incorrect or your income has changed significantly, file an appeal using the appropriate form. Don't assume the number on your statement is final. And finally, if you are still working while collecting benefits, take the time to calculate where your earnings stand relative to the annual exempt amount. Understand how the earnings limit applies to your specific situation so you aren't surprised by an unexpected benefit reduction. You worked your whole life and paid into Social Security for decades. This is your money. Every update, every adjustment, and every rule change matters because it directly affects how much of your own money you actually receive. March 1st is not just another date on the calendar. It is the date when several confirmed changes officially took effect. The difference between knowing what is in this update and not knowing could be hundreds or even thousands of dollars over the coming years. Don't leave that money on the table. Don't let the system's complexity become an excuse for inaction. You deserve the full benefit of everything you've earned.
Yeah, grind mode on, can't kill my drive. Turn the pressure up, I come alive. Grind mode on, I don't fold, I don't quit. Hunger in my chest, every beat I commit. Eyes on the prize, no sleep till it's won. World in my hands when the grind mode's on. Wake up with a vision, I'm locked on the target. Turn pain into fuel, I'm a flame, I spark it. No shortcuts here, I embrace every test. Pressure on my shoulders, still I handle it best. I was made for the climb, every loss, every scar. Built me in the steel, now I shine like a star. If the road gets rough, I just double my speed. Ambition on 10, I was born to lead. Grind mode on, I don't fold, I don't quit. Hunger in my chest, every beat I commit. Eyes on the prize, no sleep till it's won. World in my hands when the grind mode's on. They said limits exist, but I shattered the frame. Every wall in my path is just fuel for the flame. Discipline heavy, but my spirit is free. I don't chase success, success chases me. I'm the storm and the calm, I'm the rise, I'm the proof. Every bar that I drop is the grind in the booth. Blood, sweat, tears, that's the code I trust. I don't wait for the crown, I earn it, I must.